Hello ladies and gentlemen around the world, it is My Space Secrets here, the 30th of August 2010. Glad to be with you and welcome to today's show. A very important day I must add, and I'll get to that in a minute. I was thinking over the weekend, and what I want to do is I want to talk about what happened at the end of last week on Friday. The market basically surged significantly higher after Ben Bernanke was talking to Congress and said the Fed was ready to take further steps if needed to spark growth. He was actually quoted as saying, "The committee is prepared to provide additional monetary accommodation through unconventional measures if it proves necessary, especially if the outlook were to deteriorate significantly." Bernanke also told the Fed figures relating to the GDP, which I think were untrue. Now, do you think this guy is smart? Or do you think it's just the fox playing games? This guy is a complete moron and has not got anything correct over the last 2 to 3 years. So please, if you can find reasons why we should listen to him, then I'd love to hear them. What bullets does the Fed have left to fire? Zero interest rates, printing more money, and buying up more debt. Now, yes, while I agree it may have delayed the inevitable, it can't work. And let's not forget here that only third world countries get called on when they get too far in debt. And the Western world gets away with it every time. It's like they get a free pass. But hey, let's not get sidetracked. The real reason for this update is due to our iMafia software on Friday came out and alerted us, giving us a major warning. Fundamentally, we're at a very critical time. There's 3 real things to consider here. The first is unemployment right now is at record levels. The average person who has been unemployed has been that way for the last 9 months, at least 9 months. They are not spending and hanging on to what little money they have left. The second thing, consumer confidence is at an all-time low. The latest sentiment index has seen the single largest drop since Lehman Brothers collapse back in 2008. And finally, the demand for credit is not there. It's shrinking in spite of all the money stimulation by the governments. The truth is that the level of demand amongst people in the economy is dropping significantly. And like I said, taking in all that information into consideration, today is a very important day because I want to warn you. I have said for a couple of years now that we're headed for a depression, and now several economists on television, even on CNBC and Bloomberg, are starting to use that word. The next few months, people, this is just a warning. I'm sure the next few months are going to be significantly bad as far as the market goes, as far as the economy goes, and the job numbers also. And as I said before, it's going to be as bad as the Great Depression, and we're going to see a lot of changes come through here. And I must reiterate the fact that in the next 6 to 12 months, you're going to see food prices increase dramatically, and also gas to fill up your car is going to cost a lot more. The price at the petrol pump is going to rise dramatically in the next year. And it's not too late to stock up if you want to do that. But if you're unaware, our iMafia tool took a lot of time and a lot of financing to develop. And this week, Friday, was giving us a strict set of warning and alarms for a possible larger market movement coming very soon. The iMafia is well known amongst our clients, and in the past was able to call the 2008 crash and the recent huge run-up in gold prices, but now we have this alert. And I find it very interesting because we were forecasting a bigger market driving event possibly for down the track in our August newsletter, which has only just been released. And now the iMafia has given us another warning shot here only weeks later, and we're here at the end of August 2010. So the purpose for this message, and I've got to be brief and honest, it's not to make you panic. It's just to send out an alarm, just a warning, a cautionary truth that the governments and media are not explaining to you. now you know. I can't tell you what to do with your money. I can't tell you how to invest, where to invest, or what to invest. But I don't want to force you to do anything. That would be stupid. But what I want to say to you, as a friend, nothing more, is that if you are invested, you own stocks, or you have liquid funds tied up into the money markets, the global equity markets, and you're seeing healthy profits, I want to let you know and think for yourself that, wouldn't it be time to think about protecting that profit right now if you have that anyway? It's just something to think about. When the iMafia talks, I listen, and so I'm merely, as a friend, just passing on this information that I think is important and relevant for where we are right now. Now, for now, we will see what happens. We're going to monitor things day by day and week by week, obviously. But aren't we living in very important times where things do come down to the wire and are very important? Not only for the present, but for the future down the track as well. If you would like any more info or become one of our newsletter subscribers and get full iMafia updates, that's fantastic. You can jump over to our site. It's www.forecastfortomorrow.com. We have some bigger updates there and more frequent updates, and I'm sure you'll get a lot more out of those. Anyway, that's it for today. Thank you for listening to our warning. Have a great day. This is My Space Secrets. Thanks for listening. Take care, and I'll talk to you all next update. Okay, bye-bye.